It's our honors and great pleasure to have you again. Thank you for staying tuned on, and we don't take it for granted. We are very grateful. I'm hoping and really hoping that you're enjoying the discussion. Thank you guys. Thank you for the first episode, and yet again we still dive into our issue sente. MP. Now, Frederick, at least you can give us a better grounded opinion when it comes.
You always look for me when it comes to marriage.
No, because ideally you can give us
experience.
Marriage experience.
You are our connection when it comes to marital frustration. We come to you.
Our plug-in.
Anyway, it's my pleasure, because
been there, seen it all.
For that.
Yeah, maybe we really needed a proper insight in regards. He mentioned something that there are lots of marriage breakups today, but when you are reading the URSB report, the statistics, even UBOS, when you look at all these things filed in URSB, the UBOS statistics, you realize most of the grounds under which these people are getting is mistrust.
Like for breakups and divorce?
Divorcing a lot.
Yeah.
They wait like this year. The year next year, they are no more. And you're like...
Between you and me, we know how very many of our friends who are...
Very many.
Yeah.
I don't know what's causing that.
Pressure.
Could money be an issue in that as well?
Pressure. Money is the ground root.
I really honestly think the untold ingredient in marriage, I think it's money.
It's very rare that you find a couple that is financially stable, about breakings up because
they do break up
bad in bed or any of those things. It has to be that bad for a man to be financially stable and be alone in life.
So maybe you've stood the test of time.
Yeah.
With your
partner.
Your experience in Kameza and all those things.
The experience in Kameza from the time when you guys at university and you had to leave Kameza on...
But I've been a fireman for long.
Yeah?
From university.
I know.
I'm a keeper.
True, you're a keeper. She needs
you are a keeper and you are for keeps.
Okay, that one
that's a nice one. I'm a keeper and I'm for keeps.
You're for keeps.
Okay.
Yeah, okay. I think my understanding of marriage and money, it's usually called one of the hardest topics to discuss in marriage, money. Discussing finances, because usually two parties are not willing to open up. If I'm employed and I'm a banker somewhere, I'll not be willing to open up. That is how much I'm earning. Then also my woman, if she's into business, she'll not tell you about the good days she's had. She'll only tell you about the bad days.
The bad
ones.
Yeah. If she's had a good deal and maybe she has done some good amount of money, you may not even get to find out. Yeah? And you see, these women have one thing. They usually say, this money is theirs. So
your money?
Family. Yes.
Oh, theirs.
It is theirs. Then, for us the guys, they usually say, man.
A man is a man.
Yes, a man is a man, and that is our money as a family.
Sente cafe.
Yeah. But I think the best way to handle finances is being open. Openness is very key in marriages. You have to be very open with your partner. Be open and tell them, okay, this is the amount I earn. Just try not to hide anything. Yeah. Just try to be as open about your earnings.
But how open? Okay. My question then would be, how open should someone be? Like, what's the extent of openness that you can entail in a marriage? For instance, sometimes when a person knows that my husband is probably earning 5 million shillings a month, their budgeting will be equivalent to 5 million shillings. But when you're speaking to some senior men or even some financial experts, someone will tell you never put all your
cards on the table
to be seen. Because what happens is
That's a mafia
if she
move.
can,
That's a mafia move.
oh, that's a street rule.
So are we trying to treat a marriage as a casino? You know?
Yeah. So your opinion would be otherwise. You need to put all the cards out
Yeah,
there.
you put all the cards on the table.
I think how many
See how to
cards.
work it out.
I think how many cards you put on the table depends on the compass of your relationship.
Okay.
Like how many degrees are we opening up? The only time that people ever get to talk about the foundation of a building is when it's falling apart. But the ingredients, what you fed into this structure at the beginning is very essential. What did you sell to this woman when you met them? Exactly. What did you sell to this man as a woman when you met? I've met girls who you meet and they're like, I'm not really money-minded and money is not a thing.
Most of them say that anyway.
A number of them say, money is not a thing. Money we can live without. I just want to be happy. Now then you meet men that start relationships because they've met a girl and maybe the girl looked like she was on demand from the word go. They got a few savings and won this girl over with money. When it comes to relationships, consistency is everything.
Yeah, consistency is very key.
Boba Tolina, maintain your word into Tolina. Never often it is okay to update status and say baby Ninamu. Ninamu, they don't say my name. Bapitani. Or it is very absurd for you to sell something you don't have. Mostly if you're looking at having someone for the long run. If you're looking at be as transparent with them as you can be. Because this is about forever.
Yeah.
It is okay for them to know how much you earn. It is okay for you to know how much they earn. Here and there, I know that money can cause misunderstanding between two people. So it is also important, from my perspective, it is important that we both have money that is your money, money that is my money, and money that is our money between.
So now, at what point, okay, in case I'm earning 5 million shillings, and I tell my wife I'm earning 5 million shillings, then I'll give her probably the card.
Rocky move.
Rocky move.
Rocky move.
Okay, but
why do you give her a card to money that you've worked for? It is important that
you can actually decide. You give her a card with a specific amount of money that
yes,
she should spend.
And now that goes for the money in between. I said money that is yours, money that is mine,
and that is
money
ours.
that is ours.
Okay.
It is okay for us to have a card where we all put money. You don't, no pressure. I don't want to to underlook my responsibilities as a man.
Yeah.
But there is even with you knowing I earn 10 million, how much of the 10 million am I willing to put towards our family is important. Because sikuli yakufa. Bwemankola million 10 aite tuzirya nkubejja nti tulino zikirya yenga solo tukola space for what I'm earning next month. No. How much of that money is going towards the family? How much of that goes towards children's education, health insurance, akameza, kagenda komeka? And then how much of that are we investing towards a better future for the family? I
think it also goes down to sitting down as a couple and you plan. You have to plan.
Yes. Yeah. Be open. Be open about your goals.
Transparent.
So in that perspective, when we are looking at budgeting, because ideally, as a traditional man, in as much I'm a very traditional man, I still believe in the aspect that a man needs to provide. Now, in circumstances where with the new dynamics of life, where you find that you're going to be working, and probably your wife isn't. She's
working.
She's also better.
She's also working. She could even be doing better than you are. Yes.
Now, for sometimes it has really done us bad. But I think the next show we need to have one of these ladies to speak on their behalf. But sometimes to ground a woman who is already established financially and she has a financial muscle, for you to come up and tell her, you know what, this is what you're going to do, and she will be like, no, this is what I want. Now, some of these decisions are really good because as human beings, they could have their personal desires. Now, the point is, at what stage can you be able to have this budgeting and pre-planned plan laid out for the marriage, vis-a-vis a woman who will say that, you know what, you're looking at us having probably an iPhone 11, because that is what we can afford at this point. But me, my friends have iPhone 15 Pro Max.
I'm not your friends.
And that's what I want. You get. But in your habit and in your doing, you really feel like you need to provide for your spouse at that level. But that is what she wants. And she can afford. I recently had a scenario with one of my friends who recently got married. She wanted to repair her phone. Actually, because her phone crashed, I think she was in the bathroom, and she wanted to replace it. But then she came to me, she's like, no, Musumba, the issue I have, my husband told me a phone is not a priority. We need to first leave it on hold. But I want to.
Replace it and get another one.
She could afford to get another one, but then she was telling me, as soon as I replace this, he's going to get angry. So,
no dynamics in marriage.
Raymond, I think that goes back to the foundation, and that's what we said. The kind of foundation you dig for your relationship is very important for how later on you get to run a family and a marriage. If the conversation from the word go is our money is like it's our money at the end of when take our kumeza and we're open to a conversation, it's a matter of priorities. For example, and budgets are in categories. There are fixed budgets, the government kateno budget again running omwaka techuka chino. For example, every day of your life as a couple you will eat, you will drink, you will pay bills. Those don't change. And then there are supplementary budgets start passing in the family. We need to service vehicles or this and that. If you are at that point in your relationship where I'm more servicing amamoto. But here is the thing, we need to manage expectations of other people. Because as you get it, I'm not married, but at least I've related. I have dealt with fellow adults and I know what it's like to live with someone in the same space. So I think it's very important for all of us to be honest about our plans for the future, how we run our lives. Because also you're going to subsidize on your happiness to make me happy. That shouldn't make me happy as a man. If you as a woman are toning down your abilities to be happy, to please me, that's not the ideal kind of life any man would want. You know, ideally when you meet someone go and you love them,
they need to fly.
The goal shouldn't be for you to be superior and be all up there. Help them grow. That is one. But coexist with them, because some women have all these expectations that once they get married, they move with the lie that their parents sold that they are princesses and all that.
It's a lie to them.
I'm going to look into the camera. Girls, your father lied. You're not a princess. Unless at the meeting point when we met, it was clear that I was 50 years, 10 years, 15 years older than you and I was supposed to work for you. That means by the time I meet you, actually, if I came into your life as a sugar daddy, I have the capacity.
I'll give you the princess treatment.
I'll give you the and mark my words, you'll be a princess in my heart and all that. But I can't be killing myself while helping you live.
Recently, there's even this thing that is going on the tweet. I think I was seeing it. I hear 50K. I take how much to prepare to.
Hey, I saw that thing on
Twitter.
Yeah.
I don't think that is fair for any of us. If we are looking at a future together, I would mostly the people we meet, we are both working. We both have dreams. When you meet me, my dreams are not yet there, and so are yours. Yours are also not yet there. So how do we merge our lives to make sure we all grow and create a friendly system for both of us to still grow and none of us is starved or none of us is giving up on their dreams to take on the other? You will tell me that, when I give back to your children, what happens and all that. We will come to that bridge when we get there. But for now, when we meet, let's be honest about our expectations, because that is why you don't marry instant. That's why you get into, well, that's why you date and get into courtship, to understand some of these things.
Maybe there is also this this perception. You know, when you think about it, when we were in school, I think I hit on it earlier in the first segment. When we were in school, one, I see it when I have a sister at university. Now, sometimes you get scared. You don't want these girls to lack. So, as a big brother, you'll provide. As a father, that I am now, you'll want to provide for them. And our aunties, mom, anyone who bothers, I'm very sure you know that if my sister called you today, you will be like, hey, Muganda taina kukolachi, taina kulaking abasajja bayinza omulimbane. So you find that at that time she's exposed to a lot of resources. In a way, girls at university raise in a good way. But at the same time, there's also a one Frederick, probably the same class, saying that I would need to convince this girl. We were at university together. You know that sometimes we used to, you had simple food at home, but when a visitor comes, you have to make sure you bring ketchup, mayonnaise. We did it actually. Yes. He taught me how to do that himself.
Speak for yourself.
Speak that is the day you could even decorate his dustbin. But jokes aside,
that's for
girl,
visitors.
Yes, yes, for visitors. But that time, the girl has a lot of resources because parents will give you at least. I remember even in university, they could afford a decent meal in the best, in the most polished restaurants we had at the time. And us, we had to make sure that we eat early before the lectures end, so that when they come out, we are ready, satisfied with our concrete. Now, in such a circumstances, when the girl comes into the real world, remember when she was at university, she was still the princess, as their parents lied to them. But now this time, your father is like, it's okay, kuluya rawa no richi jo kolo kuluya olundi, another, probably find a man to marry, because that is the only thing now they require from you after they've educated you. And now remember, these guys, the guys who are probably even vibing, the time guys who are in corporate organizations and these big organizations were vibing at the time when you're at university. So they're also giving you money. So the concentration of resources you have that time is sometimes, that is why you can afford to have hair of 200,000 every probably week, and it will look normal. But now when you're in reality here, these guys have changed the dynamics. Now they're also looking at younger girls, and you're no longer in university.
I think it's like how you see, before a girl gets married,
yes,
you see the attention they have.
They have a lot of attention.
Different men. Knows there is a Dennis that can give me 200, there is Akram that can give me 500. But then here, they're going to get into a marriage with this particular one guy. So then you find this one guy is being frustrated by what this chick was expecting, was being spoiled with earlier. She had like 4 or 5 guys doing different things for her. But now here it is, for one me that is there. It gets frustrating for that one gentleman. Yeah.
So how do we tell our sisters?
We need to raise how we raise children
matters.
Is very important. From how you raise them, I've met people. For example, where I was brought up in our home, my mom always said, "You don't visit someone else's home empty-handed." That stuck with me, by the way. If I know there is nothing in my hands for your home, I would rather not visit.
I'm the only one you visit without.
And you and I have, like, we're at that point.
So it's okay
for you. I'm the gift when I come. You know that I could come with money for your car, for water. Any of your problems will be solved. But if you go into someone's home empty-handed,
true.
That is disrespectful. From where I was raised. So we need to, and it's like that. The dilemma in society is sometimes you find people that put effort in some homes towards raising responsible women.
Yeah.
And then there is a curfew for the girls, there is no curfew for the boys.
boys.
The double standards in society are such a shock. You raise the girl so well, and someone is not raising the boy
so well.
This is going to be a partnership in the long run. You go to certain societies where they're raising men to be providers and not raising women to be responsible consumers.
Consumers of the provisions.
Of the provisions.
Or they are not being taught
now,
about their rights.
You're raised to be a princess, but your parents don't remind you that at a point you have to become the queen. And now, with being a queen, comes responsibilities. There is work to put in. As a princess, you're in your father's castle, you wake up every day, play with butterflies, show monkeys love. Now, when you become a queen, your responsibilities are different. You sit with your king and plan for the kingdom.
Yeah.
What are the masses going to eat? At what point do we use this? Do we need this? Can we live without it? Yes, we can. Good, let's move in harmony. Entitlement dies. Because where you come from, you are a rich man's child. Now you're dealing with a rich man
himself.
Rich men have a certain sort of attachment to their riches. So for them to release it upon you, your approach
matters.
And character and behavior, how you deal with them matters. Yes.
Yeah, so talking about that still, you brought a very important aspect that sometimes when we are nurturing these kids from the onset, as we were growing up, as it was regardless of whether you're a boy or girl, you'll go and do those chores. You don't have to tell us that I hear you're a boy, you can't cook. I learned how to cook in P3. Primary 3, I was able to cook for my dad.
Make custard porridge.
I know, not only custard porridge. Maybe I was. Yeah?
He has not cooked custard porridge for you?
No, he hasn't.
No, soon now.
You've not visited him enough.
Okay, custard porridge, it's okay, but generally speaking, you're brought up and grounded in a way that you're a traditional man, you need to take care, you need to have that responsibility. And then when you're the one who has the children, you'll be able to. Now, you brought up a very important point that we are training very well-nurtured boys to very irresponsible girls. And then even parents out there, actually this is very, very important. Men out there, and mostly these guys who are in government, you're training your daughters very, very well, you're polishing them very well, taking them to the best of universities. But they are going to meet very reckless men. Why? Because you've ignored the boy child. You think that after telling him you go and hustle and make money, I'll go steal somewhere and bring money to the table. And then, innocently, a girl who has been probably one government official who has taken their children to you, between you and me, you knew how some of these girls from the well-to-do, they are not responsible at all to have prosperity or sustainability in a home. Once you leave them with 1 million shillings, they don't know how to.
I recently was reading a tweet where they were reporting King Charles is selling off the Queen's horses, and someone was like, eat your money, no one will take care of it. So that makes sense.
Yeah, but it makes sense, but also this, I think you mentioned about parenting and also nurturing as a country. We have very many initiatives for the girl child.
But then for the boys, there's nothing.
For the boys, it's
for
nothing.
The girls, I think in Buganda we're having a Chisaka, Tishana, Bagerika. Then in Busoga is also, there's that...
the boys' mentorship club has come up recently.
Boys' mentorship? Oh wow, that's
have you heard of a boys' mentorship?
No, I haven't.
I don't know about it, so I won't sell it like that. But I know it's a boys' mentorship club. They're also trying to raise men.
But I think generally, society has ignored boys. We should agree to that. They are doing more for the girls. Girl education is being pushed a lot. Boys, it's more like it's okay, they can still survive in the society, you know. But for the girls, there's a lot going on for them to be better. Yes, compared to the guys. So
when you read the Bible, Matthew 6:24, it says you can't serve two masters at a go. He said something, he hit on something and said that you shouldn't let money use you. We are here to see that we give you insights on money. We want you to have the money. But at the same time, we are also very, very cognizant of our spiritual growth. You need not to make money use you. You can't serve money. You have to use money as an accessory. Put it on where use it anyhow, but do not let it use you.
Yep.
Our dear viewers, it's sad that we're coming to a close. I was enjoying this cast, but the root cause of all evil, yeah. But our dear viewers, kindly keep on following us on our Smart 24 driving business. Let's keep on trying to log in onto those social media platforms, engage us, ask questions, contact us. If you feel you have any special insight to tell the people, kindly, we are always receptive to the idea. Thank you. Until next time, God bless you. Cheers.
Yep.
Smart 24 Driving Business.